Hi, my name is Leon. I'm your facilitator for this course, and I'm giving you this video so that you can meet me, get my vibe. And I want to use this opportunity to explain to you my journey with this light I'm talking about, life force, and why I am so passionate to teach this. And also to explain to you why I've decided to use dance as the avenue in. So let's start with my personal journey with life force or understanding of life force. So in 2018, March 2018, I'll try to keep it as short as possible. March 2018, I was doing a physical meditation on the beach, and then after the meditation, you can say I had was what was like a mild Kundalini awakening. I didn't know this was possible. I didn't expect it to happen. I suppose it was pure grace. But what happened, like the physical thing that happened to me on that day, is after my meditation, I sat down on the rock, rested a bit, and then my body started shaking with pleasure, and it felt like I was having like heart orgasms. But the very big, amazing thing that happened is that there was a big consciousness shift. And what that means is, as I was sitting there, nature became more and more and more beautiful by the second. The brilliance just, it started streaming in. It was like my consciousness was suddenly altered to receive all this brilliance, or opened, and so much magnificence started streaming in that I also realized in that moment that I'm not ready. My consciousness is actually not prepared or ready to be able to absorb this amount of brilliance. But I could so feel that shift in consciousness. And then I made this little agreement, little silent agreement, that this must come in slow. Okay? So that was the first awareness. I didn't have anyone to speak to. I didn't quite know what was busy happening to me. I couldn't name it. But I knew something magical had happened. See, my body reacts when I think about it. And then soon after that, a few weeks after that, while I was making love, or it was actually before I started making love, so I was sort of in a love-making situation where my body just, it was on my own first. Before I started interacting with my lover, my body started feeling so much. Like it started feeling like this ball of pleasure was moving through my body really slowly. And I'd never felt that before, and everywhere it went, it was like I'm having orgasms. But it's difficult. It's different to the genital orgasms, because orgasm in your knee feels like a knee orgasm, in your shoulder like a shoulder orgasm. That's what full body orgasms are. For the first time, I started understanding what full body orgasms are. Oh my word! That was the first day of a very good journey. And eventually, after having so many full body orgasms, it felt like this surge of energy was like just moving like at its own, with its own, what do they say, volition through my body, like a snake, in snake-like movements, like a wave. And then I understood what they mean with this whole Tantra thing when they speak about the snake. What is the snake? Yeah. I wasn't even looking for the snake. So since then, I get so excited when I speak about this. Since then, I've been on the most fantastical journey of inquiry. So I've basically done my own inquiry. I have liaised with friends and chatted to friends about the energy as well. And I've been teaching it a lot. So I've been deepening my relationship with this life force, and I have been doing the most wonderful research. Some of the research is in lovemaking. Some of the research is in my nature meditations, bliss meditations, where I go into the same state as on the rock. Then I've been doing research with how do I teach this to clients. It's great. It works. And also moving it in a group in a non-sexual way. Okay? And nurturing it in my own life. Like, I don't have all the answers, but I am constantly researching on how can I feel more? How can I bring this bliss into my everyday life? What does it mean? Okay, so now what does it mean? Right. So I've been starting to look at, great, we feel the energy. We feel the energy. We feel Kundalini. We feel life force. You can call it Kundalini, life force, Chi, Shakti, whatever you want to call it. There are some benefits. Some of the benefits are extended love-making sessions, being able to have full-body orgasms for extended periods of time. That's quite a big perk. Feeling more in alignment with nature. And what I'm starting to discover is that it has telepathic qualities of, you can even be with your friend and move this energy, like with all your clothes on, without touching each other, and there's like a telepathic quality to it. I know this could even sound quite off the wall, but I've done this research and looking at what it is. So we feel good. We feel good. It feels great. Hey, it's lovely to have orgasms, blah, blah, blah. And then I was with a group of women the other day and I said, listen, let's ask, like, what is it that we're feeling? I've been asking this a lot. And the more I work with this energy, and trust me, I work with it a lot in my own body and in the bodies of my clients. The more I work with it, sorry, I have to close my eyes to really concentrate because it's so inwards. The more I work with it, the more I realize, okay, we are touching on the divine. So we read all these texts, like the Tantra text, the Taoists. I don't know, there should be more. The Bible. And it all speaks about meeting the divine within. Now that seems like a really beautiful phrase to use on your website. But we are serious about this. We are meeting the divine within. And you and I have the capacity to do this. This is one of the hardest things to realize about this divine within. Is that you, yes, you, me, us, all of us, you are worthy. You are worthy to experience the divine within yourself. Yes. Yes, and you can. Right. So now I call it the light. So when I feel this in my body, oh my word, I've had such good practice. I've been playing with it so much. So when I feel this in my body, I almost perceive it like a ball of light. And I'm starting to recognize it. This is not just something sexy. This is not just something pleasurable. It's not a cute orgasm. Oh, she's so cool. She can have so many orgasms. There's a much deeper thing going on here. So I'm starting to realize that this is like high-speed fiber internet with the divine, with God within. It's actually like download space with God, download and upload space with God for real. And I'm experiencing this for real in my life. When I go inward, I sit and I listen and I feel and I move this. Hey, it feels good. It's like heavenly, delicious feelings. So I perceive it like a ball of light, like balls of light, like the body lights up. Now, we need to take this serious. This is a serious process. We are not working with the body just because it's cute. This is serious work that we're doing. Serious work. So I see it as like a human upgrade. They say human consciousness. They say upgrade human consciousness. Meditate. Okay. Whenever you meditate, you see these pictures. Google meditation or enlightenment. You see pictures. People, the body and then the energy centers, and they light up. Now, often we see 7. There are many more, and they are around us as well. Now, we may in meditation visualize these energy centers, and that's what we usually do. And people often still struggle to really connect. And that last little tweak is when you feel it. It's when you feel it in the body. And you see on the pictures, hey, this guy's meditated so much, all his chakras have lit up, and he's aligned with the divine above and below, and this stream of consciousness is moving through this person. It's not only in the mind, in the brain. We are not ascending. It is accepting the divine connection within ourselves. And I don't want to get too excited. It is the choice of each one of us to align with this, to accept this within ourselves. Even if it's just for a moment. So often we think awakening, enlightenment is this like big aha moment. It can be that. It's like riches. You can win the lotto in one go, or you can build your riches over time by taking care of certain aspects. So by taking care of certain aspects, you can bit by bit align with the enlightenment within yourself. I'm just checking the time. How are we doing? Align with the enlightenment within yourself. So I am experiencing this on a regular basis. It's like a consciousness upgrade where the human body then lights up with awareness. And that awareness is like a tuning in, like the lights go on. Instead of the lights only being on in the head, the lights go on in the body, in the body and the head, in everywhere, everything. And it's like a different awareness. That awareness gets switched on and it feels like a light. It is like a light. It is like that meditation picture that you see, the light, where we become aware of this, that we and this universal life force energy is one, and this light is in us. And it moves around with our ability to move our awareness, or if we can stretch our awareness like everywhere, like whoo, it aligns and it connects. And it's amazing. Of course, it's amazing. So this human consciousness upgrade thing, I'm seeing is when we become aware that we are in fact these like beings with light in them, remembering who we are. What is this? Remember who we are. So often when I'm in this state, and especially with others, when we commune with others, other people with the light, I often have this strong, like a deja vu kind of memory coming in, like, oh, we've been here before, or we are going to be here in the future. It's like a memory of either past or future or another place. And funny, every time I say that, past, future, or another place, I scratch my ear. It always happens. I don't know why. It's very interesting. So, past, future, another time, remembering who we are, that we are these like, I almost want to say like aliens, or it's like humans, but they have these lights in them. Now, this light, we actually all have the light in us, because that is life. The light is life. We all have it. But a lot of us ignore it, and we ignore what we're feeling. We ignore our instincts. We ignore our sadness. We ignore our pain. We ignore stuff because we're trying to be a certain way. We ignore what we feel, and then we get disconnected from this divine part of ourselves. And then when we pay more attention to what is going on in this body, in this light body, we start aligning into our highest good. We start tuning in. Like, there is this level of like divine communication, etc. But there is this other level where when you start realizing what your body is feeling like, is it contracting? Is it expanding? Is it relaxing? Is it feeling its best? Is it contracted, protecting itself, unhappy? This is your life. This is your life. Your life being lived in your body. And sometimes we think we should be slaves to something, that we should be slaves and to this unhappiness, and disharmony. And the more we start tuning into the body, just on a simple level, we start feeling, we start listening to the feeling, we start acknowledging everything that we feel, everything, good and bad, everything, the intensity of being. We recognize that. The more and more and more we do that, the more we get aligned to our best, our highest selves, okay? So one last thing about the light. Then when we make love with the light body switched on, it is a different way of being. Now, I have experienced in my life making love only with the genitals. We know that well. And then after this light Kundalini awakening thing, I've started experiencing making love with like my light body, like with this light moving through my body. I do need a partner that knows how to switch their light on, become aware in their bodies. And then I have, with my partners, woven this light. And this is what I do with my clients. I teach my clients to feel the light in their body. And it is not focused on the genitals. The genitals are not excluded. They're not treated as special to any other part. Every person has certain areas in their body that has had more neglect or blocks, or where there's more energy or less energy or awareness. We work with lighting up the whole being from the inside. And with my clients, a lot of them, I want to say we, I always say we engage in this energetic dance. And I feel balls of light streaming in between us, moving, of information streaming in between us. This is for real. This is for real. Those pictures that you see where people make love and they're like, oh, cosmic energy moving. It's real. It's real. It's real. There's a telepathy. There is an advanced communication. I often hear like a whole story, a whole, like big stories being communicated, taught to each other, understood about each other, understood about life. For me, it's usually like on a very deep tribal level that this communication happens. And a lot of people think that's, they don't even consider that that's possible. I never even considered that that's possible before I had that awakening. It's like I've stumbled on this world, this magic world, where there's this other level of being, of making love, like cosmic love, cosmic inside the body, and with everything. And then there's that where you feel, oh my word, past, present, future, another dimension, something different. But it's important to first to know how to switch your own body on. And when I teach this, like often I teach this through the avenue of sexuality. Sexuality just gives me the inroads to get to the body. And I love working through pleasure. But often sexuality can become a distraction, and it can also cause distress, because people sometimes have blocks there, or like a whole lot of things that still need to be sorted out in sexuality. And sexuality is a lovely avenue, and we don't want to throw it out the window at all. A very valuable gate into this light body. But it can create a block or a distraction for certain people. And that's why I create this dance, because I have been doing so many experiments with this life force, light, and testing like different ways, like how to access it, how to get into it. I've been calling groups to my house and then I work with them. I've been working with clients. I've been doing this with friends. I've been doing this on my own. Testing in the dance studio. So in the dance studio, I have found a very easy way into my light body, a way to switch this on. And the dance is such a nice space because it can hold, it can sort of hold all of who we are. It can hold us, our wildness, our softness, our anger, our sadness. It becomes this dance becomes a beautiful embodiment for everything that we are, and it helps us to connect with our body, our emotions, and it's like a tried and tested way for me to get into the light body. And I'm going to guide you through movement and awareness, because I know what our goal is. Like, what are you thinking about when you move like this? All these movements are very carefully designed to align all the energy centers in your body. And it's very healing. Like, some people think, oh, it's only like up and out. Through the dance, I can teach you to balance out the flow of your energy. In a playful way, you can learn to understand yourself as an energetic being. Oh, so cool. So cool. And so much fun. And so empowering. If you can go into intergalactic cosmic full body orgasms on your own in your dance, you are so empowered because you don't need anything else or anyone else to take you into this inner space of bliss. And then you can then bring this into your lovemaking. And I mean, it's great when you share this with a partner, because then it does get amplified. But you come to the party as a strong, empowered person that knows their own bliss. That is true empowerment. And even in my sexuality courses, I always work with the individual first before I bring the couple together, because we need to learn how to put our own light on, so that we are all lit up, so that we are all enlightened beings, walking around with this knowing that the divine light is in us, making love with this divine light, being in the divine light as often as we can. And even if we don't wake up in one big bang, we practice to merge with this light within us every now and again, every day, every morning, every evening. Feel the divine light, small sparkles of remembering who we are. And then we practice to nurture these sparkles of awareness that sparkle up inside us, that light up inside us. And we start practicing to bring this into our lives, this inner peace, this inner peace, inner joy. When we start practicing to bring that into our lives, our daily lives, and it's incredibly healing. Thank you so much.